Lonzo Ball, the first to jump ship off of Big Baller Brand. That, to me, is the story of the weekend. I'm going to tie it in. My theme for today is going to be about how Twitter and social media causes us, the media, to lie to you. To lie to you. Everybody's dancing on the big baller, Lonzo Ball, LeVar Ball conversation. Because we don't want to deal with the social media backlash if we happen to tell you the truth about Big Baller Brand and LeVar Ball. But sometimes actions speak louder than words. And when your dad has been flapping his gums for months, oh, Big Baller Brand, we won $1 billion from Nike or Adidas or any shoe company. Big Baller Brand's going to take over the world. And all it took was 2 games for Lonzo to say, oh, I'm going to wear Nike, I'm going to wear Adidas, I'm going to Mambas, now throwback Air Jordans, Jordan 31s. Lonzo Ball has jumped ship on Big Baller Brand. Big Baller Brand is a T-shirt company. That's what Big Baller Brand is. One of my best friends in Kansas City, one of my best friends in life, he and his wife have a T-shirt company out of Kansas City. And it's quite successful. But it's a T-shirt company. It's a side hustle. They both have regular jobs, and they hustle T-shirts on the side. That's what LeVar Ball has created. A T-shirt company, not a shoe company, not anything that's worth $1 billion, let alone $3 billion, like I heard him saying this weekend on Chris Broussard's radio show on Fox Sports Radio. But here is LeVar Ball talking to ESPN this weekend about Big Baller Brand and his son's decision to wear other shoes.
That boy can play barefoot and do the same thing. He just let him know he can play in any shoe he feels like it. And that's how that Big Baller Brand roll. We got that independence. We don't have to be strapped down. You know how many players want to do that? Try another shoe on and can't. Sit their ass down and wear the one they told them to tie their foot to. Keep your foot in that shoe, on and off the court. Can't tell my boy nothing like that. He roll what he want.
That, in my view, was some projection by LeVar Ball. He can't tell his son anything about what shoe to wear. That's where this is headed. Lonzo Ball is starting to become independent and unbuckling himself from his loudmouth father. And I don't mean, that sounds really, really negative. And I don't mean it in a really, really negative fashion. You raise a child, you raise anything to leave the nest and to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And that's what we're starting to see from Lonzo Ball. His dad ran his mouth in a way to promote LeVar Ball. This has been more about promoting LeVar Ball than doing what's best for his son. And again, that sounds really, really negative. I don't mean it to be that negative. It's just truthful. And I will deal with the repercussions, the blowback over social media. I could care less. I listened to Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jones do a nice job calling the Summer League game, I think on Saturday or Friday for Lonzo Ball, but they were dancing. You could tell they were dancing. They were biting their tongue. At one point, Jeff Van Gundy said, no one judges a kid by their parents. And I nearly fell off my couch. It's like, who doesn't judge a kid by their parents? Now, sometimes you raise a kid who's completely different than their parents, but you still judge a child by his parents. Again, to me, Lonzo Ball is different than his dad. Completely different. And LeVar's shtick doesn't work for Lonzo. And Lonzo is backing away from that respectfully and politely. and that's why he's no longer wearing the shoes. The $500 overpriced shoes that are not selling, Lonzo Ball has backed away from, and now he's wearing whatever shoes he wants, and he's out, and his dad's talking about they're still looking for a shoe deal. You remember just a few weeks ago, everyone, oh, yeah, LeVar has started a business, and you got to respect the man for starting a business, and he's got big ambitions. And there were some of us out here saying, no, let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. Is LeVar Ball in his lane is the question we should be asking, because I don't think he's Phil Knight. I don't think he's Bill Duffy or Scott Boras or Tom Condon. He's not a super agent. He's a guy who's been winging it as he goes, and if he would just back off, let his son do what he's been doing since he changed shoes and what he did quite well this weekend, his son can play this game. His son's not the next Magic Johnson. He may not even be the next Jason Kidd, but his son can play this game, and so as the more he steps away from the circus that his dad created, the better basketball player he appears to be. Yesterday, against Dennis Smith Jr., the guy who has actually taken over the Summer League and been the best player in the Summer League, Lonzo Ball, before his calf tightened and he left the game, looked damn good yesterday. His shot, and every Laker shot was falling yesterday. Everybody on the team was knocking down shots. But Lonzo Ball more than held his own and gave Dennis Smith, gave him the business for the 20-some-odd minutes that he was out there. Dennis Smith played well too, but Lonzo Ball was knocking down shots, passing the ball. He looked like the guy, closer to the guy he's been hyped into being. That's as he marks his independence from his dad, steps away from the shoe deal. Big Baller Brand, DBA, dead before arrival. That thing, it's a T-shirt company. Congratulations, LeVar. You've created a T-shirt company. Good luck with it. All right, that's going to be my topic of conversation today, how social media manipulates us and takes the media in a very inaccurate, inauthentic direction. We're all, every word that comes out of our mouth, we're thinking about how is it going to land on social media, and it moves us away from being honest. Anybody with a brain could see that LeVar Ball and his antics weren't really about Lonzo, and they were about LeVar Ball and raising that brand. It wasn't about the kid. And again, sounds horribly negative. But I couldn't imagine, I'm going to say this in LeVar Ball's defense, I couldn't imagine being a father, being a man who sired, who raised 3 sons who are this talented in a sport that matters in America. That would make me delusional. That would make me think I'm the greatest person since sliced bread. That would make me think that I had the answer to every question. Men, and particularly men that are into sports, if you raise 1 son, let alone 3 who are tremendous athletes, it will make you delusional. And hopefully what we've seen from LeVar Ball for the past year is his delusional state, and he will back it up and come back into reality. Let this son go out and blaze his own trail, carve his own path. Let him leave the nest and do whatever shoe deal he wants to do. That's where I hope this is going.